Stand by SOT1.
Standing.
10 seconds. Ready, rollin'. Ready, SOT1.
Ready.
In 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll in.
From legendary Uncle Studios in beautiful Southern California, welcome to another edition of Work Comp Matters, the central location for you employees, you employers, and of course, we haven't forgotten about you damn independent contractors. And now, here's this week's edition of Work Comp Matters. It's July 23, 2020, a couple of minutes after 12 noon. Welcome to another edition of Work Comp Matters. My name is Steve Appell. We are brought to you by the workcompcentral.com. If you want the number one location for workers' compensation in both California and around the United States, check out the workcompcentral.com. They've got a free 7-day offer. And if you want to pick up their services, I have them. You should too. It's only $1 a day. Work Comp Matters is also brought to you by A1 Law, number one computer management system, 818-357-4120 for your no strings attached money back guarantee, $1 a day. A1 Law. Well, good afternoon, everybody. As usual, I'm joined by the madman across the water, Mr. John Scalia, and my chief of staff, the doctor, but he's not a medical doctor, Mr. Mike Zyma. Numerous struggling businesses, including small restaurants, are getting socked with penalties from the city of Los Angeles for posting banners telling customers they are open for business during the pandemic. This is a story from NBC. Above the entrance of the Crave Cafe in Studio City, where business is down 70% during the pandemic, the owner last month hung a banner that says, quote, open for takeout and delivery, close quote. And apparently her business, in addition to other businesses neighboring her, have been fined by the city. Additionally, if they choose not to pay, that fine is going to go up and triple to approximately $1,150 after 30 days. I'm very pleased and privileged to announce that I have the owner of Crave Cafe on the line with us right now, and I'm going to do my best to pronounce this. Please give a warm Work Comp Matters welcome to Rena Shellhub. Did I get that right, Rena?
You did. Thank you.
I am so proud of myself. Every once in a while, I do that right. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day and take a minute or so and explain what's happening with you and the city of Los Angeles.
Well, we received an order to comply and a notice of a fine from the city around 2 days ago, stating that we owed for an inspection fee on this banner. Our banner stated that we were open, and it stated our change in times because we are normally a restaurant that's open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So because of the pandemic and how slow we've become, we decided to cut hours in order to make sure our staff is safe and not exposed to people for too long during the day. And so when we received the letter, it was really disheartening to see that the city was targeting all these. It wasn't just us as a small business, like me and my mom own the restaurant, but it was other small businesses. A restaurant that had just opened up at the end of last year got 2 fines because they had 2 separate banners. And we have like a salon and things like that. So when I went around asking if they had also received the letter, a few of them hadn't received it yet, but they were all very shocked. No one had come in to tell them, hey, you shouldn't have put a banner up. No one had warned us. So we are stuck with a $356 fine. And if we don't pay it, it actually goes up to around $1,250.
Now, you're in what I would refer to as a strip mall. Your business neighbors, which are open, are the Chop Shop, Fantastic Sam's, and of course, my favorite market to go to, Trader Joe's. All of them not only put up banners, but were also fined by the city of Los Angeles as well. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, have you and your neighboring businesses taken down your banners, or have you left them up?
The only business that has not taken it down was the one that did not receive the letter yet.
Okay, so you've taken down your banner as soon as you were noticed, and then have you contacted the city about, since you've taken down the banner immediately upon notice, you would like the fine withdrawn?
Yes, I called them immediately, gave them our case number, and asked them to give us a call back because we believe that there had been a mistake, or that we could come to, a negotiation about this, because while it just seemed completely like a lack of compassion from our city.
And I'm so glad you said that. And I'm sorry for interrupting. Mayor Garcetti, who does his news reports daily or whatnot, has constantly come on and said, we need to have compassion. We're all in this together. We've got rent forgiveness. We've got mortgage forgiveness. We've got forgiveness for parking violations, etc. Yet you go ahead and get fined for posting a banner that you're open, and then you get immediately notified by the city. You take it down, and they have not agreed to forgive that fine, right?
Well, the interesting thing is that they waited. It's been about 2 months since we put the banner up.
You've had the banner up for 2 months. I didn't know that.
Yes. And we hadn't received a single warning. Not a single inspector came in to tell any of my employees or me that the banner should be taken down unless it's permitted. And even our management company, our property manager, hadn't mentioned anything about it, even to the other businesses.
Now, prior to COVID-19, how many employees did you have working at your restaurant approximately?
Oh, man, this is heartbreaking, but around almost 50.
And then how many do you have now?
I think we're not even at 8.
Okay, so you've had to reduce staff from 50 to 8. According to the news article, which by NBC, which I'm assuming is correct, your revenue is down 70%. Yet you have done everything in your power to keep your business open for the community and your family, of course, to do everything within the bounds of the law. I presume you're wearing masks, you're social distancing, you're not having in dining, you're trying to keep your business open for the community. And here you get not only socked with the $356 fine, but the city has not yet agreed to remove that fine after, as soon as you were notified, you took the banner down, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, I'm sorry, go ahead, please, go ahead.
I was going to say if it was just taking the banner down that would remove the fine, that would be amazing. But what really messes with this whole situation is if I wanted to get a permit for that banner, it would cost me almost $1,000.
I understand exactly. Now,
can I ask a question?
John, sure, go ahead. But I just want to let you know that she's only available for about another 5 minutes. So go ahead, John.
Yeah, no, actually what you just said was what I wanted to touch on. Why exactly is there a fine? Is it something about you need permission to have a banner or billboards? Something? What is it?
John, my understanding, based on my limited amount of research, is it's against the building and safety code to put up a banner of that type. Is that correct, Rana?
It's against the building and safety code, yes, but only if it's not permitted.
Okay, and yeah,
the permit can only be the permit only lasts for 30 days. And if it is there after 90 days, we get another fine.
Does that mean that if you want to get it permitted for $1,000, you have to pay $1,000 every 30 days, or is that $1,000 permit good for all year?
It's the $1,000 is for the 30 days, and then if I want to continue to have it permitted, I believe it's $400 for a reinspection fee, and then the permit costs. which,
any idea how often? Oh, you mean just a one-time inspection, right?
And I would have to, I'm not sure if I would need to have a reinspection every time I wanted to permit the same banner. It seems like a complete waste of time for me to have to do that. And time is, of course, money, because now I have to run my business a little bit more tightly because there's, less people working there and a pandemic we're going through, and I need to make sure everyone is safe and healthy.
I was going to say, it seems clear to me that you are 100% trying to work within the rules and regulations of not only the state of California, but the municipal city of Los Angeles. I was telling you in pre-interview that one of the friends of the show, criminal attorney Lou Shapiro, has offered to not only help you, but to help any other business owners completely free of charge who have been fined this $356 for putting up a banner during COVID-19. And you or any other business owners that are listening that have this issue as well, feel free to contact Lou Shapiro, and I believe it's Lou Shapiro, attorney at law in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. And he is attempting to get a group of business owners to represent them completely free of charge, and then go to the city and try and get this fine removed. I know you're busy running your business, so if you want to take a minute, please feel free to give the listeners your name, your address, your phone number, your emails, whatever contact you want, whatever we can do to help support Crave Cafe. We are in, baby.
Oh, I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate the help of Lou Shapiro. I'm sure I'm definitely going to give him a call. He sounds like a really stand-up guy for doing something like that, because I know all of these small businesses are struggling right now. I really appreciate your support of Crave Cafe, my little restaurant. I started working in as a line cook, but we are located at 11992 Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, California, right across the street from CBS Studios. And our number is 818. I'm so sorry. I'm really nervous.
This is just a little mom and pop podcast. I'm not on a radio station going out to millions of people. Just talk to me.
Right. I'm sorry, Steve. But our number is 818-763-9000. We do pick up, delivery, to go. We can even do catering. We can do individual packaged foods for your little parties that you're trying to make sure stay safe and, secure and healthy. And we're really here to just support our community, support Los Angeles. And we really love our city. So we hope that you guys show us the same compassion and love and respect that we show you.
And there you go. Go ahead and contact Lou Shapiro, you and any other businesses. And I would love to have you on the show again to see how it's going. Okay?
Of course. Thank you very much for your time, Steve.
The pleasure is mine. Take care and have a profitable day. My name is Steve Appell. You're dialed into Work Comp Matters. We are brought to you by the workcompcentral.com. If you want the #1 location for workers' compensation in both California and around the United States, check out the workcompcentral.com. They've got a free 7-day offer. And if you want to pick up their services, I have them. You should too. It's only $1 a day. Work Comp Matters is also brought to you by A1 Law, #1 computer management system, 818-357-4120 for your no strings attached money back guarantee, $1 a day. Well, he's my chief of staff. He keeps me in check and out of trouble at least 90% of the time with the first news story of the day. Doctor, but he's not a medical doctor, Mike Zyma.
A grim milestone for California. It was a bad day for the state's fight against the coronavirus. First, California surpassed New York for the highest number of aggregate cases in the country. Then Governor Gavin Newsom reported a record number of new daily cases, with 12,807 Californians testing positive, according to Wednesday's latest figures. Quote, "It's another reminder if I need to remind anybody of the magnitude of the impact the virus continues to have, and quote, the Gab said. California is number one in part because it is the most populous state, but also because millions of residents can't or won't social distance or wear a mask.
All right. Thank you very much. And now, he's been with the show pretty much ever since I started. He is a retired 35-year workers' compensation Southern California attorney who was previously living or practicing the socialist life, but in Southern California. But a couple of years ago, he moved out to Munich, Germany, and now he's actually practicing the socialist life. With his first news story of the day, Mr. John Scalia.
Yeah, this is dedicated to Mike Kazima on our program.
Thank
Technology
you so much,
divide
John.
between,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Technology divide between senior haves and have-nots roils pandemic response. Older adults with the ability to use technology have more access to virtual social interactions and telehealth services and more opportunities to secure essential supplies online. Those who don't know how to use it or can't afford it are at greater risk of social isolation, foregoing medical care, and being without food or other necessary items. Fortunately for Zima, he has a wife.
Well, I do want the record to reflect the fact that I have not gone without food.
Los Angeles County Supervisors Hilda Solis and Catherine Barger have made clear their views on way to minimize risky behavior during the pandemic. Residents are safer at home. Both have repeatedly said at coronavirus news briefings since March. But some of their own employees say the supervisors have failed to keep them safe. Mike?
Many students, wary of the virus forcing schools to pivot to distance learning, are choosing to delay the start of their college careers, even though the pandemic also has curtailed traditional gap year adventures, such as international travel, and has made jobs harder to land. I never heard that before, gap year. I think that's interesting, gap year.
A gap year? Well, of course, we're familiar with gap insurance, but I agree with you, Mike. We've heard leap year, but never a gap year.
Guys,
gap
it's a very common term these days. Everybody uses it.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay. I guess I
Shall we go back to the old people in technology story?
Fresno County added 483 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, reaching a total of 11,412 infections since the start of the pandemic, according to the numbers reported by the state. Yesterday was at least the fifth straight day Fresno County reported more than 300 cases. With no new deaths reported yesterday, Fresno County remained at 104 fatal cases since March, the State Department of Public Health reported. You know, the news is making a big deal how California has gone over 400,000 cases and has exceeded New York, which just passed New York, which is about at the same. However, California's population, as John has indicated before, is twice as much as New York. New York has 20 million. California has 40 million. However, the New York death rate is still about 400% ahead of California. John?
From the San Francisco Chronicle, San Quentin eighth death row inmate dies of suspected coronavirus infection. Condemned inmate John Beams died on Tuesday from a suspected case of COVID-19, marking the latest death in a coronavirus outbreak at San Quentin State Prison, officials said. Beams, a 67-year-old convicted child killer, died at a hospital outside the prison from, quote, what appears to be complications related to COVID-19, close quote, according to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. I guess if you're a supporter of the death penalty, coronavirus is much more efficient than the state.
John, I was just going to comment and ask because I've never asked it on the show before. I want to ask you, and then we'll ask the doctor. Do we really care if prisoners of the state that are on death row or whatnot get coronavirus and die because of coronavirus? Do we really care?
I think it depends. I mean, I think you should care because, you know, most religions teach that what you do to the least of your brethren, you do, you know, into the void, you do it into the cosmos.
Yeah, but John, the prison system has nothing whatsoever to do with religion, but please continue.
Well, actually, everything has something to do with how you treat your fellow man. That's not religion. I mean, I'm just using that as the ground rules that most religions talk about how you're supposed to treat your fellow man.
I think the only basic guideline, and correct me if I'm wrong, is no cruel and unusual punishment. If there's something more than that, I'm not aware of it.
Well, you're talking about the Constitution, and I'm talking about religion and the moral imperatives which religion tells its people. So,
and John, you're absolutely right. You're talking about religion, and I'm talking about the Constitution. We've got a couple of minutes left. Mike Zima, go with the last news story.
For all Mike Trout has accomplished in the game, 3 American League MVP awards.
I am so glad we're ending the show on a high note of baseball. I'm sorry, Mike, for interrupting. I had to tell you that. And of course, as we announced on the show, the Fouch is throwing out the first pitch in Washington, D.C. But Mike, let's hear about Mike Trout. Go ahead.
Okay, but since you tendered the Fouch in the issue, okay, I just want the record to reflect. From what I understand, the Fouch at this moment is warming up, and he's going to be ready. Anyway, okay, here we go. He's warming. He's going to throw out the first pitch. Okay. Okay, Trout, Rookie of the Year honors, 8 straight All-Star appearances, 7 Silver Sluggers. The Angel Star is about to experience something more exhilarating than any emotion he's felt on the baseball field. Trout's wife, Jessica, is due to deliver the couple's first child, a boy, on August 3rd. Quote, realizing I'm having a child in a couple of weeks, it's surreal, end quote. Trout said on a video conference call before Wednesday night's exhibition game against the San Diego Padres in Angel Stadium. When I first started dating Jess in high school, we talked about having kids, and now it's happening, end quote. Good for him. Play ball.
And there you go. And we've come to the end of another Work Comp Matters. I got to thank very much Rena, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Rena Shellhub. I think I got it right. Rena Shellhub, owner of Crave Cafe in Studio City. And she and other business owners were fined about $356 for posting banners that they were open. The banner was up for a couple of months. As soon as they were notified by the city 2 days ago, she took hers down, and yet the city has not yet agreed to waive the fine. And who is coming to the rescue but a friend of the show, criminal attorney Lou Shapiro, who has extended an invitation for the Crave Cafe, Rena, or any of you other business owners that have been fined for posting a banner on your business that you're open. He wants to get a group of you together, no charge whatsoever, and work his magic to get the fines withdrawn. We'll keep you updated on that next week on Work Comp Matters. I want to thank very much the madman across the water, John Scalia, my chief of staff, Dr. Mike Zima, Scott Walton of Uncle's Studio, all the good people back at WorkCompCentral and A1 Law, and once again, Rena Shellhub of the Crave Cafe. My name is Steve Appell. We'll see you again tomorrow at noon for another edition of Work Comp Matters.